Joining me for a cup of coffee is Ken Austin. Ken, of course, has been involved in the electronic media in the Golden Valley for going on 60 years, and he's one of the most recognised voices and faces in the valleys. Ken, what made you get involved in radio in the first place?
Well, I can't exactly tell you, Graham, because I got the feeling when I was 12, and I just thought there, I want to be an announcer. And my brother, who was 4 years younger than me, seems a bit silly that he was 8, but he started on crystal sets and graduated, and then he decided he'd build himself a little transmitter which didn't operate, it looked like a little transmitter, and then we used to sit down in the back veranda and play records, you know, and imagine we were on the air. And I had that feeling all the time I was at school, and even when I started out in life as a hairdresser, but I wanted to be a radio announcer, and eventually I tried up at 3UL. I noticed they wanted a salesman announcer, and I was 16, and I thought, well, I'll be the boy for the job, but they said I was a bit young. So I said, oh well. And then a year later, I heard that 3UZ wanted somebody in the program department, and I thought, well, if I can't be an announcer, I'll get into the program department and work my way on the air somehow. And I saw Harper Wilson at 3UZ, and we got talking, and I said, I know it sounds silly, Mr. Wilson, but I really want to become an announcer. And I thought, well, maybe if I join the record library and get into the stuff there later on, I can graduate to being an announcer. And he said, Ken, he said, I have some news for you. Possibly if you work in the record library, you'll never say a word on the air. And I said, oh, why is that? He said, well, announcers are announcers, and program managers and program selectors are program selectors here at 3UZ. He said, but if you're so keen on wanting to become an announcer, why not see Mr. Kemp down at the Argus office? He said he's often looking for announcers for his stations in Warrnambool, Warragul or Shepponline. So I did that. I phoned Mr. Kemp in the Argus office and said I'd been speaking to Mr. Harper Wilson at 3UZ, who suggested I contact him. Not that he was recommending me for a job, but he thought, being so enthusiastic, at least I could come and talk to you about it. I did, and ended up at 17 as an announcer, doing a bit of sales work as well on 3UL. And they haven't stopped talking since.